Hello, this is Mad Cat, the angry egalitarian that discusses this and that. I thought I'd start this a little bit early. Um, One of the complaints that I received about my previous video is that it took me a long time to get to the point. I apologize for what I had to do because we live in a day and age where someone completely can easily dismiss what I say or what I'm trying to do by saying, oh, well, you're just working for the porn industry, or, oh, you're just telling people not to wear condoms when they have sex. And, I have to go through a lot of explanation to explain that no, that's not what I'm about. Now, it is one thing to let people know that, you're not compromised in any way, in any journalistic way. Yes, I do have friends that are in the porn industry, but I don't directly benefit. That the whole point of this was to really shut people up. That if they are willing to say, to speak for people interaction with, then they need to be able to take this challenge to prove that, well, even then it doesn't really prove a whole lot, but they can at least experience what a porn star might experience. And that's what the point of the latex. It's a bit gimmicky, I admit it, but I want to do something. I want to do more. And I hate that oftentimes I can't, that I'm often because of my disability. So if I can do this little thing here to try to make a point, to try to do. So I got about 2 minutes before I can take these gloves off. I know I said that I was trying for 24 hours, but there was something I didn't account for. And that was my disability. The thing about my disability is if I do something that overstimulates me, and it's amazing what overstimulates me. Like cleaning my room this past weekend overstimulated me, and I went out like a light after I cleaned up my room. And that's what happened here. I've been sleeping for the last 5 or 6 hours once I put these gloves on and I dealt with them. And I'm amazed that that happened, but I guess I shouldn't have been. So I have to pretty much stop at 8 hours or I'm going to run the risk of continuing leads. So a couple of things so far that's happened since wearing these gloves. I have a very mild taste of latex in my mouth. I can definitely smell the sweat and latex from my gloves right now. It's not very fun. My fingers are drenched in sweat as we speak, and I feel a little bit of stiffness when I bend them, especially around the joints. It's really getting more difficult for me to bend my fingers. So I'm really looking forward to taking these off, and it looks like I can go ahead and take them off. It's been about 8 hours. So let's go ahead and do so. Oh, the cold air feels nice. Oh, God, that feels good. So, one problem is your hands now smell like latex. You might want to turn your gloves inside out as well to kind of get them to dry and air out. So, I wish I could do longer, but at the very least, I did 8 hours. So, how do I have a taste of latex in my mouth? I don't really know why I have a latex in my mouth. I've always kind of had this thing about tactile touch that, if I touch something that's warm or hot, my mouth kind of dries up. If I touch something cool, and I think that that's just what it is that I'm a very tactile person. When I touch something, it's like my body reacts to it, including my mouth. I can't really explain it, and very, very mild taste, but I can taste it in my mouth. Just a very slight latex, and I think it's because I'm touching it, so I'm kind of, yeah, I can't really explain it. It's just that's the best I can do. Thank you for Panina for asking that question. So I did it for at least an hour, which I've done before. It's not fun in the slightest. And, imagine if you can wear this, imagine what it's like for wearing a condom for a long period of time. Now imagine doing that every time you have to go to work. And, who knows, I could end up developing an allergic reaction to this because of my prolonged use. I don't think I will. The chances of that are very small. And I only did it the one time here. This over and over again, I definitely could. My skin feels very dry right now. The sweating sensation that I had, my fingers have dried, and it's just like I have very dry skin. There's like flakes of skin on me right now that I'm just sort of rubbing off. I assume many of you have touched a penis before. And if not, girls, touch your breasts. That's almost a very similar feeling. Either you've touched your own or you've touched someone else, so you know how sensitive it is. And my hands are designed to like really take this abuse, and because of my hands. Imagine how I'd feel if this was my penis. So I hope that it provides context. Yeah. So Panina is saying, so it's kind of like combined sensory, just like smelling foods can get the taste a bit. It's very similar to that, although what you're describing, I'll just say that it's very similar. I'm not going to go into that deep intellectual conversation. So yeah, I'm not going to make this a very long video. This is just me taking off the gloves. My disability got the better of me. Kind of feel like I owe all of you an apology because I promised to try to do it for 24 hours and I stopped after 8. But at least I fulfilled the requirements of the challenge of 8 hours. And this again is about the porn industry. This is about not requiring them to wear condoms. And while on the surface it's like, well, condoms protect against STDs, the porn industry is very strict about STDs. If anyone's found to have a treatable STD, they are barred until they can get treated. If they're found to have HIV, they will be barred permanently from the industry. So we don't need to regulate condom usage in the porn industry. What we need to do is we need to give health insurance to sex workers. I was just thinking a little while ago, this is like trying to get rid of sports or betting. These things are going to exist whether we try to get rid of them or not. Even if we make it outlawed, people are still going to do it. And that's going to be the same with prostitution. That's going to be the same with porn. It's going to be the same for escorts and cam girls. We may try to stop these things from happening, but people are going to continue doing them. So, it's a tough sale, but if we can't stop people from doing it, then let's try to make it as safe as possible. Let's try to regulate it to the point that people are being as safe as they can in the process. And that's all condom usage will do, is hurt the actors trying to do these things. So I think I've said my piece on it. End result, this is very uncomfortable. I'm going to wash my hands and try to moisturize them a bit. get some of this dead skin off, get this smell off my fingers. As far as that taste in my mouth, it's improved now that I've taken the gloves off. But if you find anyone who starts talking about how the porn industry needs to condoms, tell them to take the latex challenge. You know, maybe I'm the only person who did this, but tell them, you know, this one person did it and he wore it for 8 hours to demonstrate what it's like. If you want to talk on it, at least do the latex challenge. Blistering, swelling, irritation. It's understandable. Penina's continuing to talk to me, and I thank her for doing this. There seems to be a bit of delay between my typing and seeing you respond to my videos, or my questions, rather. Yeah, it's because I'm using two different computers. I'm talking into this one because it has a webcam, but I'm using this computer over here, which has the video up and loading. This is my laptop, so I can't both see myself doing the video live and seeing everything as well. It gets weird to watch myself doing the video on YouTube. Yeah. So that's why I don't see you typing right away. Well, anyways, thank you for Penina for responding. Thank you for everyone who has put the message out there for me. If any of you are interested, do a video, explain what you're going through as you're doing this. I again apologize that I can't do this longer for my head is just messed up in so many ways thanks to my disability. And, you know, this is really for the porn stars. You know, they do a service for us. Let's do a service for them. Anyways, this is Mad Cat signing off.